Today on our channel we have a very special guest, Shashikala gadepally, who is an author and she has written many books like these which you can see behind you. We'll start our interview or a talk with her now. Yeah. We have our first question, which is viewers want to know who is Shashikala gadepally.
Thank you, Samartha, for having me on your YouTube channel. I feel honored.
We need to thank you for being on our channel.
Thank you so much. So it is mutual happiness. Really happy to be here. So Samartha and everyone wants to know who is Shashikala. What I would like to say about myself is that I have always been a voracious reader right from my childhood, which I think I have imbibed from my parents and grandparents. And if I am an author today, the credit should go to my parents and my grandparents who have been encouraging us, who encouraged us right from our childhood to read, to be imaginative, to be expressive. So that is what Shashikala is. Earlier, a voracious reader, now too, a very good reader. All the while I keep reading books of different authors, and maybe that's how I have started writing too.
Can you speak about your books which you have written? How many books you have written? What is your interest? What is your theme in writing?
I have written several books. Some are short stories, some are a collection of poems, and there is one novel too. The novel was the first full-length one that I had written under the guidance of a mentor. Prior to that, I had written only a few short stories for different contests and some other writers' platforms. But the major breakthrough for me was writing my first novel, The Absent Citizen. This was a very big challenge, but I was able to take the challenge and complete it too.
So, we spoke about the books you have written and who you are, how you have started writing. Now I would like to ask you, who is your first inspiration? What is your first inspiration for writing such marvelous books?
As I said, maybe it was there in my mind and heart that someday I should write, but it never came out earlier. It just so happened that I think in 2019, there was a small contest on a writer's platform which said write a flash fiction of 100 words. I didn't even know what flash fiction is, but I just made an attempt.
For the viewers who are watching, can you tell what flash fiction is?
Flash fiction is a short story which is basically a limit. There's a word limit on that. It can be 100 words, it can be 500 words, it can be 1000 words also. But flash fiction is something that makes the writer express herself or himself in limited number of words, which definitely is a big challenge if we want to write a complete story. How do you make it concise, precise and effective? So flash fiction is always a big challenge, but I'm happy that I have started learning to write, and I think to some extent I have mastered it also.
So you started writing majorly during the COVID lockdowns, where we got to see your books and read your books.
True, because COVID was one time, one period, one phase in everyone's life when irrespective of whether there was a lockdown announced by the government or not, everyone kept themselves indoors to protect themselves to be not infected by the coronavirus. And I think that was the time when I actually attended one workshop very casually, a 3-day workshop conducted by my mentor now, Mrs. Shweta Samota. And that 3-day workshop did wonders to me. Prior to that, I was writing for Penmancy, for Shiros, for Ishi magazine. But this was something that brought out what was hidden in me, the urge, the passion to write. And this is how I think it came out. And in her able guidance, under her able guidance, I was able to come up with my first novel. And the pandemic did depress everyone, but everyone tried to come out of it in different ways. And I think that was the time when a lot of books were written,
Yes.
new authors came into being, like me, and there were several hundreds of authors who started publishing on Kindle, Amazon Kindle.
Yes.
Because publishers were not very sure whether they could, paperbacks, whether they could really take up anything called publishing at that juncture where everything was chaotic. As they say, pandemic was a pandemonium. Everyone was confused, scared, nervous, and so they wanted some kind of an outlet, and I think that is how many writers came into being, and I being one of them. That was a wonderful question, Samartha.
Thank you. So, if you viewers are wondering where you can find Shashikala Gadepally's works, her written books, you can go on Kindle and Amazon, where you can search for her books. You can search for Shashikala Gadepally and you will find many books that she has written, paperbacks and also Kindles.
Kindle version.
Kindle versions.
Yeah.
We'll move on to our next question. What type of books were you reading when you were not a writer is my next question.
I know that's a pretty good question because
we have seen such a lot of books, so many books you have in your library here at your house.
yeah. So as I said, I have always been a prolific reader from my childhood, and my first books that I started reading was, I think, as every child would have read, Enid Blyton. Nothing to beat the Enid Blyton craze among the children. And Enid Blyton started with Enid Blyton and Nancy Drew, Hardy Boys, then slowly graduated to Dennis Robbins, romantic novels. And I think that was the time actually, I think when I was in 9th, 10th and 11th, I started reading classics. Classics in the sense, those books which I think an adult would be reading. I don't mean adult books, but I mean to say that those books which required a lot of experience, knowledge, how to go about it, how to understand the psychology of the book, understand the characterization, understand the theme and the plot. Like, let me say, Leon Ury, Alistair MacLean, and Ernest Hemingway. All these books I started reading at the age of 14, 15. And at that time I had no idea about Mills and Boon, the craze of the youth, the teenagers. I had no idea. By the time I came out of school, I had read, I think, most of the well-known authors, including P.G. Wodehouse, my favorite, and then thrillers and suspense thrillers, mysteries. They have always been very close to my heart. Maybe that is the reason I tend to write more of thrillers and psychological thrillers.
We have seen that many people don't have time even to watch TV, to read books. How do you make time to write books, and how do you make time to publish them? Like, how do you think about it?
Okay. Yeah, I think how do I make time for it is like where there is a will, there is a way. So once I started writing, I realized that I am very passionate about writing, not just reading but also writing. And I find time early morning or late night. Those are the times when everything around me is very silent. So I get that, let me say, the instinct, the inspiration when everything is silent around me. Of course, I have written stories and poems sitting amidst my own family members also, and they have been surprised. How did you write? We were all talking, how did you manage to complete your contest stories? That I have done, but my preference would be, my preferable time is either early morning to read or to write, or late night after 10:30. Maybe 10:30 to 12:30. I usually sit and type out. I don't write on a paper, and I don't write on a paper or a book, but I directly key in on the my system.
Very, 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 very complex answer. Now, I would like to ask you, like, around the things around us teach us many things. How to do things, how to handle things. Who is your teacher? Whom you followed? Who taught you how to write books?
Okay. As I said, I think the credit should be given to my English teachers in my school days and also my college days. Not that I wrote anything, nor did they ask me to write anything. But I think it matters a lot how the English teacher teaches you in the class. So if the teacher can inspire you to learn, I think that is where it starts clicking. And when I started writing, as I said, my mentor, my guide, Shweta Samota, I would give all the credit to her for having brought me into this. What I started casually has now become my almost a profession now. So English teachers and language teachers matter a lot in one's life. This is what I would like to say, because of late I have seen languages and English, especially English and the other languages, are not focused much on. It is like, okay, if I score well, it is fine. But language is something that is going to make our future. It will actually make us understand how to go about things, how to express ourselves. See, when we take up a job also, how we express matters a lot. So expression is very important, very crucial in life, and that comes when we enjoy language. This is what I would like to tell my viewers.
So, your books are based on what type of like you write your books on imagination, or do you write your books from your life experience? Which is your base for your book to write when you publish a book or write a book?
See, there are two things that are very important when we write, whether it's a story or a non-fiction or fiction or a full-length novel, a play, a drama, whatever it is. First comes your imagination. To what extent can you imagine? Beyond what? Then comes the experience. So when there is a combination of fine blend of experience and imagination, then the best work comes out from an author or a poet. So basing completely on imagination would make it far-fetched, not
Yeah.
relatable, and basing completely on experience will make it boring.
Yes.
So when I combine these two, blend these two, experience and imagination, then the best output can come out, and that is what I do. I base my stories, my themes, my plots on imagination, and then combine my experience to bring out the best plot, the best book.
You were just now talking about the mix, the blend of imagination and your real life experiences. Now I would like to ask you, what is the most interesting or what is the most eye catchy, uh, which the subject which you enjoy the most writing, or which is a base of your writing, the subject which you always look forward to in your books?
Somehow I have tried humor, I have tried satire, a little bit of satire. I have tried romantic stories, and I have also tried thrillers, suspense thrillers. And I think all said and done, my mind goes towards psychological thrillers and suspense thrillers. And I think of course it is little complicated, complex sometimes how to unravel the mystery, but I think that is the most interesting theme for me, to write thrillers. I don't go for horrors, I only write thrillers, and I think somehow my first novel also is based on suspense thriller. How to unravel the mystery. I was stuck for almost 10-15 days, didn't know how to cope with the situation. Then I literally had to stop writing for a while, start thinking. I started watching movies, I started reading some books to understand how to resolve or solve the mystery or the suspense. So, though it is a little difficult, but I think my mind goes towards.
So you guys must be very curious onto what that absent citizen, the first novel, is about. If you want to know, you need to buy the book, the Kindle version or the paperback version right now on Amazon or Amazon Kindle. The interview here till here is very interesting, and based on my experience, I have a lot of things in my head which I want to speak, which I want to write, but I can't write because I feel lazy. I am not so motivated by other people that I get. So I don't have time also. I can't make time in my busy schedule. I have exams. I have school. So can you motivate the viewers or who want to write but they're not able to and they want to begin? How will you suggest them to start writing?
Yeah. So that is the catchword, start writing. So all the writers, I think they started off very casually, offhand. It's not that they had planned, except barring a few. Most of the writers that I know or I have heard of start off writing casually. Casually in the sense, something comes into their mind and they start jotting it down, writing it down haphazardly. There is no order, there is no method, there is no system. They're not organized at all. They start writing because I want to swim. I can't stand at the swimming pool and say I want to swim. I have to jump into it. Only then I will start learning. Same is applicable for someone to start writing. Start writing the way you can, the way you want to, and ordering it, making it systematic, making it readable, making it enjoyable follows. But the first and foremost rule is to start writing. It can be one word, it can be 10 words, it can be one sentence, it can be 10 pages, or it can be just one page. But to break that ice, you need to start writing. So we used to have challenges like how many words are you writing today? How many pages can you write in 1 week? So these challenges have actually helped me and shaped my writing. So it is like dumping everything that is in your mind either onto a paper or on the system without any hesitation, without any inhibition. Don't think how is it, what will people say. It is important what you want to say, how you want to say. So once you start writing, that inhibition, that awkward feeling that people may not like, it happened with me. It happened with me too. But then I realized I am writing for myself. And I hope my readers enjoy it and can relate to it. And then words start flowing. Don't hesitate. Start pouring out whatever is in your mind. And that is the best way to start writing in one's life.
We heard a lot from you here about you motivated us to write, but we also we start. So I start writing. I write a book, but we need some guidance forward from that. So are you planning to open any classes or online session where we can attend your online sessions and learn how to write? We know that you are very active on Facebook and Instagram. You do Facebook lives and Instagram lives where you talk about the books you write. So can we see in the near future anything related where you can coach us how to start writing or something like
I
that?
think Samartha, you have motivated me to think on these lines of becoming a coach, book coach. It's a huge responsibility. It's a very big responsibility if I were to start that. Maybe sometime in near future I will definitely think on these lines, because what I have learned I would like to spread it and give it to others as well, those who are keen on becoming authors. So I think you have given me a very good idea, brilliant, bright idea, and I will definitely work on it, and maybe soon you will see me as a book coach too.
We would really love to attend your coaching classes.
Thank you.
This is being a very long interview right now, so we'll try to finish it off as soon as possible from now. We have our last segment, which is the rapid fire round.
Yeah, I'm all ready for the rapid fire.
Okay, in rapid fire, I am going to be asking you 10 questions,
Okay.
and you need to be you should answer the 10 questions as fast as you can,
Okay.
without like going into your deep knowledge.
Okay.
Let's, we'll start our rapid fire. Your favorite book?
My favorite book is by P.G. Wodehouse. It is about Jeeves and Bertie Wooster.
Your favorite color?
My favorite color is blue.
Blue, which you are wearing right now.
Blue.
Okay. Favorite food which you eat outside, which you don't prepare at home, and favorite food which you prepare at home?
My favorite food that I don't prepare at home but eat out is I think pani puri. And the favorite food that I cook and eat is aloo fry and
My favorite too.
aloo fry and arvi, that is colocosia fry and deep fry.
Deep fry. Okay. Your favorite place to visit, all-time favorite place to visit?
Which I have not visited.
Both. Which
Achha.
you have visited and which you have not visited
I
from a long
think
time.
since I lived in Srinagar for 3.5 years as a kid, I would definitely like to go and visit that place once again if possible. And a place that I would like to visit and have not visited is Mumbai.
Mumbai, the city of dreams.
Yes.
Your favorite city which you always want to go which you want to spend time there?
I think for a major part of my life I was in Hyderabad, so I think I would definitely like to go back and visit the place, feel the homely atmosphere there once again or many more times.
Your favorite Bollywood heroes and actors. Your favorite Bollywood actors.
Bollywood actors. I think I am an old timer. I think I would name the old actors. I think villains. I have always liked Pran. I think actresses. I think Wahida Rahman, Sadhana, and Sharmila Tagore. And actors, I think Raj Kapoor, Devanand, and Rajendra Kumar. Recent ones, I think the recent ones, I would like to skip the answer because it's okay. I can't really relate to the recent actors. So I have named my favorite from the old era.
So your regional language is Telugu. So you speak Telugu.
Yes.
Your favorite actors from Telugu?
I think...
if I'm not wrong with the question, sorry.
No. Telugu actors, I think I have always liked Savitri, Jamuna, Krishna Kumari, and heroes, I think Nageshwar Rao, and the recent ones I would like to say Venkatesh.
Okay.
Venkatesh.
Your favorite movie?
Favorite movie, I think The Guide. Guide actually is a novel written by R.K. Narayan, which was made into a movie in late 60s. I think that has always been my favorite movie.
So you watch TV?
I do watch.
So
I do watch.
now I would like to ask you your all-time favorite TV show.
TV show, I think I don't watch any regional or local channels, those TV channels. But I do watch, now I am watching on OTT, Netflix, Prime, Aha in Telugu, Z5. So I think there also I tend to watch the thrillers and crime stories. And there was one very good serial long back, maybe 10-12 years back. It was in, I think, Star Plus it used to telecast. The name is Pyar Ko Kya Naam Do. Whenever I find little time, I watch that on Hotstar sometimes because I think that was one of the best series that I had watched.
As a kid or as an adult, did you play sports, any kind of sports?
Yes.
Which you were fond of?
Yeah. I think I used to play a lot. I have represented our school also in throwball, volleyball, badminton and tennis. Table tennis I do play, but I have not represented our school. This was all at school level. College level, I think it was a little different because by the time we reached college level, the college already had a set of a group and a set of players for most of the games and sports. So not much of that, but in school I have represented school and I have won some we have won some trophies also in sports.
Among table tennis, volleyball, throwball, which is your favorite sport?
Mine is throwball, but I also enjoy playing table tennis.
Table tennis. Yes. So you told us that you lived in Hyderabad and you are now in Bangalore. In Hyderabad it is very hot during the summer. So now I would like to ask you, which is your favorite season?
My favorite season has always been winter. Even extreme winter I can take it, but slightest of heat I can't tolerate. I start sweating, fuming. I keep on saying hush hush because I just can't take heat. I'm scared and worried of summer season, whether it is in Bangalore or in Hyderabad. But I love winter. any day, any time, winter is my favorite season.
How is the temperature now in Bangalore? Because this summer is very hot in Bangalore.
Yeah, it is slightly hot this year, and I think sometime back I did feel, Amma, how to face this heat in Bangalore. It was not like this earlier. But then I think when we visit other places which are very hot, extremes, then I feel Bangalore is always a better place to live in.
Okay, we have gone very long with our interview today. We would like to end our interview today, and we would really want to hear from you more experiences of your life, and also if you could talk with us more. If you want a second episode, you do let us know, and you can let us know if you are going to be doing any online sessions where you are going to be coaching us onto how to develop your writing skills.
I think there's so much more to talk about, because the way Samartha is conducting the interview, very interesting. I never thought a 14-year-old can conduct such a wonderful interview. I am completely fascinated by the way he has conducted, and I am sure I would like to come back on your channel for a second round of interview, and I hope by that time I would have decided on my online coaching classes also.